Paris presents a shocking thriller.
Grey roots won't haunt you anymore.
Magic root cover-up
3, 2, 1.
Done.
Say goodbye, Grace.
by L'Oréal Paris.
You're worth it.
Work. Play. Blink. Relief. Work. Play. Blink. Relief.
The only 3-in-1 extended relief formula for dry eyes.
Blink.
How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
A mystery.
Jessie loves playing detective.
But the real mystery was your irritated skin. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. It cleans better and doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
And it's gentle on her skin.
Tide Free and Gentle Liquid is EPA Safer Choice certified.
It's got to be Tide.
Upgrade your bra for more confident posture and less pain. Now with a full zipper for easy on and off. Tommy Copper's newest bra is designed to keep your shoulders down, back, and relaxed. This next generation support bra from Tommy Copper will be your new favorite. Switch to the all-new zip-up shoulder support bra and carry strong, confident posture all day. Upgrade your bra today. Go to TommyCopper.com and save 40% site-wide.
Enjoy your risk-free trial. Hello? Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Everybody hear me?
I sure can.
Do you hear me?
I sure can.
So, can you hear well?
Sure can.
Hear well, feel well. From your first appointment, try our new nearly invisible solution risk-free. Call 1-800-232-1188 now.
Black woman, 35, single. She choked on the crab rangoon that was in her mouth.
I was supposed to die today.
I don't want to be that person anymore. I want to be better.
Maybe you should start living then.
Bill got that Lizzo Rihanna thing going on. Lasagna. I'm a boss!
I was paying for my ex's wine club membership for months before I caught it. After we broke up, I forgot all about it, but my credit card did not. That's why I downloaded Rocket Money, an app that shows you all your subscriptions in one place, and any you don't want, you cancel right in the app. Raise a glass to smarter spending and download Rocket Money today.
I tend to deal with things in life with a sense of humor. My therapist on BetterHelp and we share this trait, and so we connect on a deeper level, and I'm more comfortable sharing things with him.
HomeGlow just cleaned my entire house for $19. Seriously, $19. They showed up right on time and did my dishes, my laundry, they even cleaned my windows. You just pick a date, pick a cleaner, and enjoy a spotless house for $19. I love using HomeGlow, and I think you will too.
I can feel the winds of change.
Oh my God, Mom, they're coming!
What's the last thing you remember?
I was driving.
Saturday.
Do you know how you were hurt?
I don't know.
Can you tell me what year it is?
I don't know.
What's your name?
I don't know. Mom, do you remember anything yet?
The Face I Can't Forget. Premieres Saturday at 8. Only on Lifetime. A Lifetime original movie.
When did you get out, Victor?
You still my wife. Until death do us part.
Buried alive and survived. Premieres Saturday, September 21st at 8. Part of truly unbelievable movies. Only on Lifetime.
Where's Jane?
Stay ahead of your child's moderate to severe eczema. And they can show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Rinsing is a mess? Switch to Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. Micelles work like a magnet to gently remove makeup without rinsing. Leave skin cleansed, feeling soothed and hydrated for 12 hours. Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water by Garnier, naturally.
The biggest premiere.
When you talk about cool, it don't get no cooler.
The biggest award show.
So you win again.
Your total access, Access Hollywood.
All right, big thanks to my guy Dana White for stopping by. It was always nice.
And for the cast of Selling Sunset, have a great day, everybody.
We'll see ya.
An important message for Americans age 50 to 85.
Oh my gosh, you're still using Mom's old coffee pot.
It's my inheritance.
Well, it is a family heirloom.
You know what? The kids can just sell it to pay for my funeral. It's a good
Hurricane Francine making landfall around 4 to 5 p.m., maybe about the 4 to 6 p.m. time frame. And it will make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, continue to move north through the greater Baton Rouge area throughout tonight, bringing in the heavy rain, some flooding, gusty winds. And then by early Thursday morning, she should be in southwest Mississippi and continuing to move into the Jackson area and further north. But taking just a quick look at radar, so we still have all this rain spreading over South Louisiana, over the greater New Orleans area, and there's still a tornado watch that's in effect until 11 p.m. for a good bit of southeast Louisiana. This includes Ascension Parish, Assumption, Livingston, and Iberville as the 4 parishes in our viewing area that are included under that tornado watch. And again, that's in effect until 11 p.m. this evening. So as we start to approach more into the 2 and 3 o'clock time frame, we're going to start feeling those winds increasing more so just across the coastline into the greater Baton Rouge area as we get into the later part of this afternoon and also this evening. But we'll talk some more about the impacts with these gustier winds. And now let's go ahead and send it over to Brandon so we can talk about those impacts and what he's seeing.
Thanks, Ashley. Yeah, I'm looking at live Viper radar. We have, of course, a lot of rain over the area. Here in Baton Rouge, in the metro area, we do have roughly just some light rain still over our area, just here in downtown Baton Rouge, zooming in on East Baton Rouge Parish. You see a lot more of these lighter green returns on the radar. However, just to the south, notice more of these oranges, yellows, and reds. This is heavier rainfall that is moving off to the north. So let me play it in motion for you over the past hour. So we are seeing the heavy rainfall beginning to move into portions, or it rather is over right now, of Gonzales and Ascension Parish, over Assumption and southern Iberville, moving points to the north. So northern East Baton Rouge Parish, West Baton Rouge Parish is about to see some more heavier rainfall begin to work its way inland, and we could see an uptick in some of the wind gusts possibly as well. So let me go ahead and zoom out as well, kind of show you a little bit more of the big picture, what we are seeing. Zoomed in, or kind of moving away. Here is the center of Francine, the storm. Here's the eye. You can see on radar, just offshore now, as Ashley was mentioning, it is moving off to the northeast pretty quickly at about 16 miles per hour. Looking at a landfall location just to the east of Vermilion Bay, just possibly south of Morgan City, into this evening time frame, 4, 5, 6, or maybe even 7 o'clock this evening. We are also keeping a close eye on these feeder rain bands. Most of these rain bands have been well off to the east and southeast of our local area here in Baton Rouge, but they are moving inland off of the Gulf of Mexico, and as it does so, it encounters more friction with the land, and therefore we could possibly see a quick spin-up tornado with some of these rain bands, and we are seeing some weak rotation with some of those storms that are moving inland. So we're keeping a close eye on that because they are moving off to the north and then a little bit 2 points to the northeast. So they may begin to enter our areas as well. So we'll have much more on this, let you know what to expect wind-wise, when the winds will begin to increase, and when this storm will become out of our hair area. We'll have much more coming up later on as well. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Here is meteorologist Brandon Lashbrook with your Storm Tracker Team Hurricane Preparedness Tip.
Make a hurricane checklist to ensure you have everything you need. Include supplies you'll need during the storm, like food, batteries, medications, and other necessities. Don't forget special supplies for the babies, elderly, and pets. Check this list before the storm hits to make sure you have what you need.
Stay weather aware. Download the Storm Tracker Team weather app today.
If you call one of those other lawyers for your car wreck case, you might not get the same person twice.
He only comes in on Tuesdays. Is there another lawyer I can connect you with?
Get a lawyer right here, right now.
Get even? Call Stephen.
Call 500-5000.
A message from the community scientist. Do you live or work in St. James, St. John, St. Charles, Ascension, Calcasieu, Baton Rouge, or St. Bernard parishes? If so, it's important for you to understand objective information about 1,3-butadiene, volatile organic compounds, methane, and mercury, and how they impact your health and the natural environment. The Community Scientist is a service program of Rise St. James. Learn more at risestjames.org.
There are those who factor and those who don't. Nothing this good comes this easy.
Except Factor.
Fresh, never frozen meals ready in 2 minutes.
Well, welcome to our extended coverage of Hurricane Francine. I'm Christina Jensen.
And I'm Andrew Epperson, following Vanya and Reggie. We have crews across the area as Francine continues to make its way to Louisiana and eventually through the Baton Rouge region.
Yeah, we are going to have team coverage, and I think we're going to go to Shannon Hecht right now, actually.
That's right. She's live in Assumption Parish, which is under a voluntary evacuation order. Shannon, it looks like things are starting to kick up out there.
Yeah, guys, we can feel a strong band of wind right now and some rain that's really been kicking up over the last several minutes. This rain, you can almost see the bands in the sky. There'll be moments where it almost feels like a lull, but now moments like this, it's really just pounding into you with the wind. We can start to see across Bayou Lafourche here, roofs like this one over here that has a slate of metal that's starting to blow up. So I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this storm if some of that blows up. So I'm starting to see some smaller debris from trees and branches falling into the bayou here. That roof's panel is really blowing over here. Now, if anyone in Assumption Parish needs a safe place to stay, they can go to the community center here in Napoleonville. They'll be open for the duration of the storm. So even though we're asking people to not get on the roads right now, if their house is not safe, they can come here and they can have a safe cot and a fortified building to stay in for the storm. Now, the director of OSEP for Assumption told me that as soon as this storm passes, they're going to get out on Highway 1 and 308 to make sure there's no debris so it is clear for the hospitals and for emergency services. So we're going to keep you updated on how this progresses here. But as you can see, it's really starting to come down and really get windy out here in Napoleonville.
All right. Thank you so much, Shannon. We want you to, of course, to stay safe. And we were talking to Sam Parrish while she was doing her live shot. He did say tropical storm force winds will be there for the next few hours. It's just going to get worse where she's at. But we are heading to meteorologist Ashley Renee now.
Yeah, and thank you, Christina, and also Andrew. And yes, Francine is getting closer and closer. So tropical storm force winds have already reached the coastline within the last hour. And of course, these winds are going to continue speeding up as we go through these next few hours. So Francine, as of now, should still be making landfall within possibly the next 3 to 4 hours. Now, although that time could adjust just a little bit, still just already be just sheltered in place, away from doors and windows. If you're already in your safe place, have your volume all the way up on your TV so you can still hear us while you're far in your safe place. But again, Francine should be making landfall within just a couple of hours. She's already started to speed up just a little bit in her track. She's now moving to the northeast. Well, still is moving to the northeast, but now at 17 miles per hour. Winds are still sustained at 90 miles per hour. So she's still hanging on as a Category 1 hurricane, and then she will gradually weaken to a tropical storm as Francine moves onshore. But here's all the rain that's still moving in on land. Of course, it's going to continue through the next few hours into late tonight, and we'll continue to have more of these updates. But now we'll send it back to Brandon.
Thanks, Ashley. We'll take a look at current conditions here in the metro area. I'm here in Baton Rouge. Here's our sky cam. Obviously, we have some cloudy skies out there, a couple of raindrops as we're seeing rain will begin to increase in intensity within the next few minutes or so as some of the more heavier rain bands work their way inland over the area in the I-10 and 12 corridors. Temperature-wise, we're in the mid-70s. Winds right now are sustained 14 miles per hour out of the east right now, but they are gusting a little bit higher as well. Some of the wind speeds sustained across the Gulf Coast. Again, about 14 here in Baton Rouge, 18 in New Orleans, and you see there's no box in the coastline, but we have those higher colors where the winds are increasing near and along just the coastline. So kind of zooming in on these sustained winds locally, we got about the lower to the mid-teens to the more northern zones down to the south. They are sustained a little bit higher, about 27 miles per hour right now in Napoleonville, and then about 21 miles per hour sustained in Gonzales. Some of the wind gusts, they are gusting higher, gusting to about 24 miles per hour here in Baton Rouge, 33 in Denham Springs, 36 Hammond, 33 as well as Gonzales, 35 Napoleonville, and the highest recording right now is 41 here in Laplace, just along Lake Pontchartrain. So winds will be increasing as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon into this evening. We already have the tropical storm force wind sustained along the coastline. Roughly that corresponds with this Wednesday 2 p.m. most likely arrival time of those tropical storm force winds. So that's doing a good job capturing when these tropical storm force winds are moving inland. They will continue to spread northward throughout the afternoon into the evening. So even after or near landfall along the coastline, we'll see the tropical storm force winds begin to move into the metro area just before 8 p.m., roughly 7, 8 p.m., and then beyond that point to the north, we'll see Thursday in the early morning hours, just past midnight for our more northern zones in southwest Mississippi, and then moving on to points northward where the storm will be weakening the further north it goes into the state of Mississippi. So as of the 2 p.m. advisory, remember we are getting those hourly advisories now from the National Hurricane Center. The current stats are 90 mile per hour sustained winds for the system in that core of the storm. It is moving a touch faster as well to the northeast at 17 miles per hour. So it's a rather fast-moving storm. Thankfully, it will be into our area and then out by tomorrow, at least by tomorrow afternoon. And then also the pressure is still leveled out at about 976 millibars, which shows that it hasn't deepened at all, which means that strengthening is not occurring, and this intensity should begin to hold as it moves into landfall as a Category 1 storm. Also, to point out on the satellite, notice the eye trying to clear out right about here where we have a little bit of that clearing of those clouds. So it's trying to wrap around that eye wall a little bit. We'll see if the eye can completely clear out before landfall. But looking at some of the winds we're seeing along some of the buoys, we have about Grand Canyon here, gusting 56 miles per hour, but sustained at 48 miles per hour. And we had some stations earlier that recorded winds gusting up to about 100 to 110 miles per hour as well. So thankfully, the strongest of the winds will be over water. And then, of course, as we go northward, those winds will be weakening, but we will still have that chance for some hurricane force winds along the coastline, along Assumption Parish, Iberville, even into portions of southern Baton Rouge Parish as well. So, of course, we're going to have much more on this as we go throughout the day, have much more on our coverage on the wind gusts as we go into the rest of our coverage. But for now, let's go ahead and send over back over to Andrew and Christina at the desk.
All right. Thank you, Brandon, for that update. Now we're going to head over to Iberville Parish, where shelters of last resort are available.
That's where we're going to find Sydney Simone. Sydney, I saw your tweet just a little bit ago. You're there with, we saw some sandbags. I know folks there are preparing. Tell us who you're speaking with.
Yeah, right now I'm with the parish president, Chris Daigle, for Iberville Parish, which he was telling me about the sandbags, the shelters that are here. We have 3 across the parish. We have White Castle, Rosedale, and then St. Gabriel, which we just checked out moments ago. What are the areas that we are expected to see, maybe the most potential damage in?
Yes, ma'am. So White Castle, the route currently is still showing that it's going to be traveling through the White Castle, St. Gabriel communities. So we do have shelters in those 2 locations. We don't have one in Rosedale because we felt it was far enough west. So in White Castle, we were just notified that the Red Cross is going to be taking over our facility in White Castle. Well, we do have residents at that facility. And as we continue, this is where the weather is going to continue to decline. And over the course of the next 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours, we're going to get the maximum potential winds for the storm.
Any cutoff time for people if they're trying to get to those shelters?
No, we're actually encouraging them to stay home. If they are going to a shelter, there is still time. They can get there within the next next 2 hours. But over that time frame, the winds are going to continue to get worse, potentially anywhere from 30 to 60 miles an hour.
Any close off roads, closures that people can expect if they are trying to make their way to and from a location, even though they shouldn't be on the roads, but any places that you guys have blocked off so far?
No, ma'am. In Iberville, we don't have any roads blocked off, but we do have Department of Public Works. They're across our parish. So we do have them at centralized locations, ready with the equipment, ready to clear roads in the event when the storm is over. We're going to get the roadways open as fast as possible for emergency personnel.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And right now we are at Fire District 1. This is off of Highway 30 in St. Gabriel. Now the rain is coming down probably about the hardest that we've seen all afternoon. It's not quite as bad yet, but it will pick up. We did see about 2 loads of sandbags get dropped off. The one that Andrew was referring to was about 30 minutes ago. Another one just came. A total of about 50,000 sandbags across the parish. So if you do need to grab that extra supplies, you might want to do so sooner rather than later. Again, 3 shelters across the parish. You have White Castle, you have St. Gabriel, and you have Rosedale if you need to shelter in place. And if you are out on the road and get stalled out or need some additional information, you can dial 511 right from your cell phone, or either star 577, that's for LSP, Louisiana State Police. Reporting live here in St. Gabriel, Sydney Simone, BR Proud News.
All right.
Thanks so much, Sydney. Just to reiterate what she said there, if you were in Iberville Parish, stay home, okay? But if you know somebody whose home might not be as secure, tell them if they're going to those shelters, they still have a couple hours. All right, Sydney. Safety is the #1 priority here. Cannot stress that enough. Stay safe, everyone. If you have natural gas equipment, it is vitally important to not use it if it is flooded or damaged. You should be able to see that. Make sure you don't turn off your gas at the meter during the storm, and that it is visible in case anything happens.
Yeah, and remember, if you smell gas in your home, leave that area right away. Find a safer location. Likewise, generators can be useful in an emergency, but of course, they pose a serious threat. We saw many deaths due to generators during Ida. Now, some generators emit carbon monoxide, which is colorless and odorless, but can be fatal for humans and animals. FEMA recommends not using them indoors or in poorly ventilated areas. Precaution tips include installing a carbon monoxide alarm in your home to prevent toxic buildups. Now, we have latest update on the energy outages in EBR Parish. There is nearly 300 customers affected. In Ascension, nearly 400, and in Jefferson Parish, nearly 500. Of course, these are going to change throughout the day, and we'll just update you as they come along.
That's right, and we're going to have more coverage on Hurricane Francine as it continues to hit the coast and move on in. That's coming up after the break.